Over the course of my career, I've taken you to all sorts of places. The Amazon rainforest, the Swiss Alps, Africa. But today, I'm extremely excited to give you video footage that's never been seen by man before. I traveled deep into the heart of Brooklyn, one of the most dangerous locations I can think of, to find the mysterious Neil. Some people believe that Neil is in fact a mythical creature like a dragon or a unicorn. But I have video evidence that I will show to you today that proves that Neil is not only real, but a gorgeous, magical creature who not only survives, but thrives in the wilds of Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York is one of the last truly untamed tracts of wilderness left in the world. Wild and unsettled, travel can be difficult, with visibility limited to only a few yards in the deep canyons that make up the vast majority of the terrain. Anyone exploring this area needs to remain vigilant at all times, as my film crew and I learned, trying to navigate along the rough paths used by natives. Dangerous as it is, Brooklyn is also a beautiful place. The rare flora and fauna can be awe-inspiring. Much of the wildlife here is exclusive to the region, and experts believe that there are still thousands of species that science has yet to classify. This is one of my favorite parts of my work. I felt privileged to catch a rare glimpse of creatures that most people will only ever hear about. I was amazed by this strange and complex ecosystem. After 2 hard days of searching though, it seemed as if the only animal we hadn't seen was the Neil. We began to worry that this rare creature really was a myth, and that we would be returning to civilization empty-handed. Yet I refused to give up. It's always been a personal dream of mine to document this mysterious creature I'd read so much about as a child. And late on the 3rd day, my persistence was rewarded. After 2 hard days of searching without any sightings of Neil, we finally come across some evidence. It appears that Neil, perhaps drunk or on drugs, stumbled into this puddle and went this direction. Now we know the tracks are fresh because it's still wet, and we know it's a Neil because of the distinct small loafer pattern. You can see here that it's obviously a loafer, and that it's small enough to be a Neil and not, say, a Mag or a Danny Gonzalez, which are known to roam these parts as well. Hopefully, if we continue tracking him and find any more signs, we'll have a sighting within another day or so. I know we're close. Having found our first clue, our expedition took on new energy. We decided to hire a native guide who knew the terrain. He quickly proved his worth. Mag, whose name roughly translated means one who is not yet drunk, spotted Neil signs we would have overlooked.
This is definitely a fresh cigarette butt. The Neil is close, I can feel it. All right then, what'd he say? He said it's definitely a fresh cigarette butt, and that the Neil is close, and he can feel it.
Excellent. Thank the native guide for me.
He says thanks.
Let's go, boys. And then, as if by magic, there it was. A prime specimen right in front of us, proudly patrolling his territory. It was a dream come true. Details about the Neil's growth and mating habits are vague at best, but we estimate this is a full-grown young adult. We were unsure at first whether this was a male or a female, but based on the bright plumage, we decided this was a male. He probably uses his bright colors and aggressive stance to attract mates. The Neil proved an elusive creature to track. He obviously suspected that he was being followed, and we were worried several times that he would turn and attack us. I was forced to use all the stalking skills I had learned over a lifetime of exploration, big game hunting, and filmmaking to keep from arousing his fight or flight instincts. The work was totally worth the effort, however. I felt a rare thrill observing the Neil roaming through his habitat, totally in tune with his surroundings. To see a beast like this on its own terms, free and unfettered in the wild, is one of my greatest pleasures in life. This is why I became an explorer. After a full day of shooting the Neil, my film crew and I made a daring decision. Absolutely nothing is known about the den of the Neil. Does it live in groups or alone? Does it sleep underground or in one of the many high caves that dot the canyon walls? If we could follow him, this specimen might answer many of our most important questions about how Neils live and breed. It was dangerous, but I decided to track the Neil alone as he entered his lair. Connected to my film crew by only radio contact, I ascended one of the canyons through the tunnels animals carved through the rock. Climbing through the darkness, trying to remain as quiet as possible, I eventually managed to shoot the first footage of an active Neil den. These shots, then, are what male Neils look like at home. It appears they live in small groups of 2 or 3 individuals, feeding and sleeping together. Even here, at home, the creatures are ever vigilant for threats. I don't mind telling you that I was terrified for my life several times, but it was worth the risk to gain this valuable scientific information. After 2 days of tracking the Neil, it was finally time to return to civilization. The rainy season was approaching, and we needed to get out before the first storms. It was hard to leave this mythical beast after searching for so many years, but I knew that the Neil was wild. We could not capture or tame this creature, and it would be wrong to disturb his habitat any longer. Still, I will always treasure those few moments I had standing next to this fantastic and beautiful animal.